Please listen to this message for you. It's from the groups of Phase 5 Record Show. When someone said we need to spread the news, we decided to share it through a song. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick that devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Wake up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights. 'Cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Jones here with Rock in the Valley and the Wake Up, Rise Up, the weekly show where we get a chance to meet the people who are involved with the Wake Up, Rise Up Global Peace Concert that goes out on September 21st of this year. We have over 40 hours of stages and musicians that are going to be showing you the way through peace through music. Okay. So tonight we've got all of our stages here. Stage leaders, I should say. Corby, we call you Tazz, which is kind of an interesting name. Corby, thanks for joining us. Tazz, I have to explore this just for a second. Is that kind of like Tazz, the spinning guy on Looney Tunes? Is that the?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. When I was younger, my favorite cartoon character was Tazz, and I kind of was a little destructive myself. So it was given to me, and it just kind of stuck.
It works. I get that. Tazz was a cool character. I mean, he comes out and he got a tongue hang out.
Right.
Yeah, I thought he was always kind of cool. He would buzz through mountains and trees and all kinds of stuff. Yep.
Right.
I had a toy Tazz that went like this, like that.
Right.
And my kids would not get out of bed. I took him, I went under the blankets with it.
Right.
My daughter to this day does not forgive me for that. And we're talking 20 years, 20, 30 years. So it's like, but anyway, thanks for joining us tonight, Corby. Should I call you Corby or should I be Tazz? What do you want to do?
Actually, you can call me Tazz. I mean, that's what I go by now. Playing stages and playing different shows, different places. That's my name that I go by. So
okay, Tazz, we'll do that. All right. So anyway, Tazz, so you've got a stage down south. Where is your stage?
My stage is actually Louisiana, South Louisiana portion, south of New Orleans.
South of New Orleans.
Yeah, we have a group of friends of mine that I actually used to play with quite a few years ago. A group called Them Guys that's going to be doing their segment, as well as myself that's going to be performing on, with the stage as well. I'm also got a couple of more possible groups from locally. Them Guys has a few sister groups called Silver Dose and Green Gasoline. And Green Gasoline and Silver Dose are really tight knit with these guys. They help each other a lot in recordings and shows and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to getting these guys on stage and getting them to do what they do. It's all to, I mean, and then with the cause too, these guys are all in for it. They really believe in promoting unity through world peace through music. Trying to get, I mean, I know stop the violence and all, but trying to get people to just return to, caring about each other and caring about neighbors and caring about the community. And, us from down here in New Orleans, south of New Orleans and pretty much the whole southern part of the state, we know about unity in communities and stuff like that through the storms that we have, neighbors looking out for neighbors, people being here. So, I mean, the cause is great. Bringing people together through the power of music is just what we envision for our music to begin with.
Well, I've seen, everyone sees them. I mean, like when Katrina's hit down there and some of the other major hurricanes, you guys have to pull together just to survive. I mean, it's not even a matter of anything else. I mean, there's no more work. There's no gas stations. There's no food marts, or even water. Your basic services are gone. So you got to pull together. You can't
Right.
have any bickering or any kind of crazy stuff like that. Um,
Right.
you pull together. I alluded to before we came on here. I have a friend that does work. I'm not sure what the right term is, but let's just say recovery work down there after the fact. And the human pain that he sees and the human heart that he sees is phenomenal. You know, so I can see how you guys would be very much motivated into spreading the word, and getting out there. I have two here, and I'm not sure which one would be the best one to ask first, but let's just do this. What kind of music? What's your basic kind of music? I'm thinking Southern rock, but I'll bet you're heavily influenced by New Orleans too.
I am. Well, all of us really are. Back in the 80s, there was a group called Lillian Axe that Steve Blaze was just inducted a few months ago into the Louisiana Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as well as the group Them Guys that I used to play with up until like 2015. They were Them Guys was inducted as best songwriting group of 2021.
Okay.
And with the influence from Louisiana, of course, a lot of our influence comes from Lillian Axe, but we also get influence from ZZ Top, from, groups from, I guess you could say, Leonard Skinner, stuff like that, groups from Southern. When you think of Southern rock, the groups you would think of dealing with that, but I, since 2015, have not been able to write any music other than what I'm told is kind of like a rockabilly. To me, it's like Southern rock, but it's more centered on like a country feel, like a modern country, but with a more of a rock feeling to the background.
There was a comment once that they said that today's country, like what you're describing, is actually more in tune with what was going on back in the 80s as the top 100. Now there's some debate with that, because you come along, you throw in some Jackson, Michael Jackson, or you throw in some like Blondie, it's nowhere close to what you're doing. But if you go some of the mainstream stuff that came out back then, it's very close to what you're doing now, and or what you're talking about. And like some of the stuff that Luke Bryan's popped out, and
Game Brown, people like that. Yeah.
And it's just interesting how, it's changed over the years. The country is now being your Hot 100, whereas years ago, back in the 80s, country was the crying guitars and play it backwards and the dog comes home, that kind of thing. So it's just interesting. And when you say you're by Louisiana, I know that's one of the circuits that one of our other players up here ran with. She's definitely a Southern rocker, but she ran the circuit through Chicago, down there in Louisiana, out to Hollywood, LA, that kind of thing. And she ran that whole beat for years until finally she said she had enough, and she ended up selling herself back here. And I imagine that's got to be rough. But anyway, so how did you seem rather remote, not really remote, but I in my own mind, I don't really know anyone down there except the one guy who works with me. How'd you come to find Wake Up Rise Up? What did you just stumble on it? Did you see it last year?
Okay, so recently I posted 5 original songs that I wrote, dealing with basically with what I feel Wake Up Rise Up is about. Having each other's back, having and taking a second back to just breathe instead of doing something violent. Or I posted 5 songs on TikTok as well as on YouTube, and I was approached by Calvin Weaver, and he says, "Man, I would really like to get you in on this cause. What do you know about it?" And the more he talked about it, the more I fell in love with the concept. It's exactly what's missing in the world right now. Unity, people getting together, having each other's backs, people looking out for one another just simply out of the goodness of their hearts, instead of turning to fighting daily, instead of turning to being in each other's face, you know, instead of being in the streets doing something you're not going to be proud of later, you're looking for a reason to help someone. And to me, that's what, you know, what Wake Up Rise Up is about. And that's when, the more that Calvin spoke about it to me, the more I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute phenomenal cause. It's an absolute amazing opportunity to get the word out that, hey, there is people doing something about this. There is people that are here.
Yep. And people are hungry for it.
Yes. Yes. Because there, like I said, it's a shortage of it in the world. You know, there's, growing up, I remember my mom and dad, you know, we would have our front door wide open. And our neighbors would come over. We would all eat together. We would all have fun together, sit on the porch, drink some coffee. Well, the kids would drink Kool-Aid or, you know, some kind of homemade root beer or something.
Yeah.
But you know, the adults would sit and drink coffee and just, you know, sit and watch the sun go down. It's not like that anymore. You can't do that.
The people I live, you know, I mean, I live in a fairly tight neighborhood, and I don't know. I mean, I know the gal next door only because her sister's married to my son.
Right.
Okay, so that helps. But I mean, really, outside of a few people here, I don't know. Okay. We don't sit around and, you know, it's like that song. Who sang that? Where I Come From. I mean, I had to name it. Out it went.
I want to say it's Alan Jackson, but I'm not sure if it is.
Might be. But yeah, we don't have that feel where I can go next door for a cup of sugar, you know, or whatever, you know.
Exactly.
You know, we like, you know, we're going to be doing a sequence up here of shows coming this summer. I want to do it on my front porch. Have a couple of acoustics, sit around, just sit. We're going to sit here. We're going to play. We're going to drink some beer and have some hot dogs on a Sunday afternoon.
I would love to do something like that. I mean, that's, you know, it's like growing up, I knew all the people in my neighborhood. I used to go walk blocks to my neighbors' houses, you know, different places, and just, even if they didn't have kids, I would sit on a porch and just talk to the older people, you know, get some wisdom on stuff that they've been through, stuff that they've grown up seeing that they don't see anymore, you know. And it's like nowadays you have this, oh, if I don't know you, you got, you know, I don't want anything to do with you attitude that you see mostly in neighborhoods that used to be so tight knit. And down here where we're from, like we was talking about with the hurricanes, you know, you're almost forced to go back in time when those things happen. You're almost forced to put aside anything outside of community and just deal with what's going on. And then you end up building friendship. You end up building camaraderie with people you may not have met had a hurricane not happened or had a disaster not happened, which I mean is a sad thing to say. But recently we had Hurricane Ida that came through here. We lost our home. Quite a few people we know lost their homes. My mother-in-law and father-in-law had like 3 feet of water in their house. You know, and during times like that, we were at 2-3 o'clock in the morning out trying to find ways to get to these people. So, you know, it sat over us for 8 hours, which is why it did so much damage. It actually took, I don't know if you know the geography of Louisiana, but we have Lake Pontchartrain, and then you go further down, and the biggest lake you see past that is Lake des Allemands. Well, Lake des Allemands came over the levee and flooded Bayou Buff, which is like not even 3 miles from my house.
You got it.
So, I mean, it was forced camaraderie, but it was still good because everybody got together. People were volunteering at the fire department, giving out food, giving out clothing, helping people clear out the debris in their yards, helping people get some type of assistance that they would not have gotten had the community not come together. And if we can just reach, in my eyes, if we can just reach one person and change their minds about how they feel the rest of the world is about giving them a sense of hope, giving them a sense of direction, being positive going forward, then to me, it's all worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it's completely worth it.
What was said to me once, and based upon what you're talking about here, this little quip kind of fits. You know, it used to be said that, you know, us adults are going to be leading the world to our kids, and that's a
Right.
lie. That's a lie. We are not leaving the world to them. We are borrowing it from them. We have to give it to them in good condition.
Right.
And that's the thought pattern we have to do. You know, I don't know if you have grandchildren yet. I have 13. Okay, I've said this many times on. What's that?
I don't have any yet, but we have 9 kids, so I got a feeling it's coming.
You have 9 children?
Yes, we do. We have 7 boys and 2 girls, and so I got a feeling it's coming.
Now, I would imagine your Thanksgivings and Christmases are going to be tough. So,
Right, there's never a dull moment. I promise.
I mean, if they all do what my kids did, you're going to have like 3 football teams. You're going to have
Right.
You're going to have the whole NFL down there. But I mean, you know.
Right.
Man, actually, what you should do is get them into racing. Then you can just head over to Talladega and have yourself a good old time.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's the only real sport is Talladega. I mean,
right.
Let's talk about this for a minute. Let's get serious, all right? You got the Miami Dolphins, Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, you throw the ball to them, they run it down the field, and they score, right? Well, the Eagles sometimes. But, you know, the thing is, I mean, not to bust the Eagles here or anything, but someone did tell you if you didn't want the Eagles at your place of business, you should paint like a goalpost. I don't know if that's true or not. So we said that about Dallas too. So the thing is, if you give a football to Jeff Gordon and he puts it in his car, he's going to plow over all 3 teams and they won't stop him.
Right.
They'll be
exactly.
him and they'll be. I mean, all this bull. You know, they ain't going to stop him.
No.
But knowing Jeff Gordon, he'll go to the wrong goalpost.
He'll go to the opposite end of the field.
Yeah. He'll go to the opposite end of the field. He'll say, "Here I am, Jeff."
Right.
Wrong spot.
Why aren't you guys chasing me?
Yeah. You know, like that, or Darryl Waltrip. He'll be at the wrong racetrack. Oh man. Yeah. Well, they said there's ribs here. Yeah, there is, but it's at the other track. You fool.
Right.
Oh man. So, you know, and yeah, I'm a big race fan. I love that stuff. I haven't watched it a whole lot recently, but oh yeah, Earnhardt, number 3, all the way.
Okay.
I cried that day.
I actually have a shirt, a pit crew shirt from Earnhardt that's in my closet.
You just became my best friend.
I used to drive trucks years ago.
Did you?
And the truck, there with their cars in it, with Junior's car and everybody's car was in it.
No.
And, yes, and the crew had stopped at a truck stop to fuel up, and I just happened to look up and it was like Dale Earnhardt. No way.
Oh wow.
So I went walk to the truck and I was like, "Hey man, is Dale around?" "Oh no, we just carried a truck, but hey, we got some gear. Would you like some?" It's like, of course.
Heck yeah, man. That's the best thing around. I love watching him run, and you know I watched it for a little bit afterwards, but then life got in the way. You know, a 4-hour race on a Sunday afternoon got a little tough to watch. But I still followed it for a little bit, but one of these days I'll get back into it. But anyway, we're just about out of time here. I want to ask you, do you have a website or anything you can mention for us? People can go to, you can see you.
The only thing I have right now, I've got things on TikTok and YouTube. I'm actually in the process of recording my debut country album. When the debut country album is released, it will be titled Without You, and it's going to be on all platforms.
Cool.
But right now we just have the YouTube, which is Tazz Bourgeois, and the TikTok, which is Tazz Country Music, where you can see the 5 original songs that I've recently posted. That I was advised to do so, to put it out there. That way, it's out before anybody can say that it was theirs or whatever, before I can record it.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds good. And we're going to wrap up here. Thank you so much for coming. And Tazz, it's been great. Yeah, this has been a great thing. I'm looking forward to seeing your stage. I'm going to see every single one of them because they're coming across us.
Right. You got the task of watching them all.
Yeah. I'm going to be broadcasting everything. And
right.
I'm going to be up. I don't think it's going to be this way, but I'm going to make a comic out of it. I'm going to be up for 48 hours and I'm going to sleep for 2 weeks afterwards.
Right. Exactly.
Getting up only for bathroom breaks and cheesesteaks. So,
right.
So anyway, yeah, I'm actually putting together a team so we can run it right here from the house.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll work out. I've got a good system. Hopefully everything comes out the way it's supposed to, and we're gonna stay on it. We've got good people. And that's
hopefully by the time that the show airs on September 21st, my album will actually be released.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it done now. It takes about right around 2 months to get it produced and mastered and all of that. So
I have my audio feed if you want to put it up.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm gonna wrap this up here. So here we go. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out. Yeah, let's try again. Thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. We've been here at the Tasmanian Devil, Corby Bourgeois. I said it right? Huh? Bourgeois. Yeah. Look, I was last name Mike Jones. I'm lucky I can say anything. So, right. Okay, thanks for joining us tonight with Wake Up Rise Up, the weekly show, where you see who is involved with Wake Up Rise Up for 2022. Tune in each week on Sunday night, and you'll see more and more of what's going down. And then, of course, on September 21st, we have the big one. So, good night, all. Thank you for joining us.
All right, bud.
Please listen to this message for you. It's from the groups of Phase 5 Record Show. When someone said we need to spread the news, we decided to share it through a song. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Let's unite. Our lives matter. Rise up, terrorize. Our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. Our lives matter. Rise up, terrorize. Our lives matter.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Love your brother, love your sister, please treat them right. Don't wait until they're almost dead to feed the poor, even with a loaf of bread.
Let's unite.
Yeah.
Our lives matter. Rise up, terrorize. Our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. Our lives matter. Rise up, terrorize. Our lives matter. Wave your hand, wave your hand in the air. Put your hand in the earth. Show the world that we care. Wave your hand, wave your hand in the air. Put your hand in the earth. Put your hand in the air.
Breaking news is the same old mess. Someone got shot, can't snitch, no arrest. Here's the basic information before leaving Earth. Open up that book, it's
Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and will heal their land.